Hello, well today I'm in the old part of Lincoln and the preparations for this year's Christmas market are well underway. Now, if you remember my video from this time last year, on the eve of the market I took you around some of the haunted locations of old Lincoln, and this year I'm going to be doing exactly the same. Now, this is our first port of call. This is the Castle Hill Club. There has been a building on this site since around 1640, but most of the structure dates to 1745. The club was formerly the Black Boy Inn, and amongst its former guests was the hangman William Marwood. Marwood, from the nearby town of Horncastle, developed what was known as the long drop, the technique that ensured the neck of a condemned prisoner would be instantly broken upon hanging. Now, whenever Marwood was called upon to perform an execution at the castle just across the square, he always stayed at the Castle Hill Club. Now, apparently, over the years, his ghost has allegedly been seen looking out of the window of the room that he always stayed in. And it's that small window at the top of the building. Now, there is an invisible phantom said to haunt the bar area of the club, and it's a rather cheeky apparition, as it has a reputation for pinching the bottoms of the club's patrons. Now, the ghost can't be accused of being sexist because it likes to pinch the bottoms of men as well as women. This is Eastgate, and if you look high upon that wall you'll see a carving of a stone head. It was said to have been placed there in the 16th century by the Bishop of Lincoln. Now, apparently the bishop wasn't impressed by reports of members of his clergy drinking and carousing in the local taverns, so the carving was placed there to remind them that the eyes of the church were always upon them. And this was one of the watering holes frequented by the wayward clergy. This is the Cathedral View Tavern, formerly known as the Black Horse. It dates back to the 12th century. Now, the pub is reputed to be haunted by a grey lady ghost dressed in the clothing of a well-to-do Victorian lady. She's been mostly seen haunting the upstairs of the building, and those who have seen her have had great difficulty in describing what she looks like because her face is an indistinct blur. This is James Street, and there is a house on the street that has long held a reputation for being haunted. Now, I used to be a city tour guide many moons ago, and I don't think I've been down this street since then. This is Deloraine Court. It dates from about 1300, but it was remodelled in the early 17th century. It used to be one large dwelling, but now it has been split into 3 houses, and as I mentioned, it has a ghost known as the Rustling Lady. Now, she gets the name from the rustling of her skirts as she runs down a corridor and enters a certain room. She is said to be the ghost of Lady Deloraine. Now, she was passionately devoted to her house, and it's said that she threw stones at Cromwell's soldiers when they tried to vandalise Lincoln Cathedral. You can hear the chimes of the cathedral bell, and I'll show you just how close we are to the cathedral. This is the County Assembly Rooms in Bailgate. It opened in 1745, and it's a fine example of Georgian architecture. It hosts a variety of social events, such as weddings and business conventions, but it was originally built as a place of entertainment for the landed gentry of the town. This might explain the ghost of a cavalier who has been seen in the doorway of the ballroom, who then promptly vanishes into thin air. Members of staff have complained of being too scared to enter the basement on their own on account of the strange noises down there. Despite its opulent facade, one of the dining rooms used to be a card room where a number of murders occurred, so this might have something to do with the spooky activity of the place. There is a little known story associated with the assembly rooms, one that I don't think is in any history books, because it was told to me many years ago by the then owner of Maidenwell Hall, a large country house situated in the Lincolnshire Wolds. Apparently, during the Jacobite Rebellion of 1745, Bonnie Prince Charlie, the young pretender to the English throne, was on the run after his disastrous defeat at the Battle of Culloden Moor. While his followers arranged his escape to France, the prince travelled the country and he was hidden in various safe houses, one of which was Maidenwell Hall. From there, the prince insisted on travelling to Lincoln to attend a masked ball here at the assembly rooms, much to the protestations of his hosts, who feared he would be recognised and captured. It is thought that those attending the ball did guess his true identity when he refused to remove his mask. However, nobody reported him to the authorities. Months later, when he was safely in France, the prince bragged of his reckless behaviour in Lincoln, but he was not believed until it was mentioned that a chandelier at the ball had been broken. Later correspondence with persons who had attended the ball confirmed this to be true. Well, to end this year's ghost tour of Old Lincoln, we're back where we started, here on Drury Lane near the Castle Hill Club. There have been many reports of sightings of a mysterious grey lady haunting Drury Lane. Nothing is known about her or why she haunts the area, but those who have seen her say she gives off a terrible feeling of sadness. So it's possible this could be a replay of a tragedy from long ago. Well, the swift darkness of December has fallen, and this time tomorrow these ancient cobbled streets will once again be thronged by thousands of people. If you've made it this far, thank you very much. I shall return tomorrow and leave you with some of the sights and sounds of the Christmas market. But thanks again, see you next time.
That's just embarrassing.